guys, welcome back to Tribe Talk. Today we are going to be discussing something that you should try out this year if you aren't already doing it, which is native advertising. So we're going to be discussing Taboola and Outbrain and their potential merger and what this means for Facebook and Google and some competition there. So we actually have JP today on the call.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, JP. So you want to just kind of jump in there and give us a summary of what's happening with the merger and what we can look out for?
Sure. So quick primer for those of you who don't know what native advertising is. If you've ever read an article on BBC or CNN or ESPN or one of those sites, and you get to the bottom and there's some other recommended stories there, that's what native advertising is. So it's not driven by the Google or Facebook ad networks. It's separate from those, and it tends to show up on publisher sites. So the two big giants in this space for a long time have been Taboola and Outbrain. And last October, so October 2019, they announced that they were considering a potential merger. They put all the paperwork in, no word yet on timing of that to actually execute, but they're all moving forward with it. And the reasoning behind this really is they've been competing with each other so much, and they're thinking that their best avenue forward is, instead of trying to fight and copy and one-up each other, they join forces and instead turn their focus to Facebook and Google and say, hey, we want to be top dogs in this space, in the advertising space. And in order to do that, we have to go up against, the two behemoths in those two tech companies. So that was the focus behind the merger, which brings us to kind of the why would you jump in? And the answer is, once they merge, they're projected to have around 2 billion potential users that they can reach. And they're going to be rolling out a bunch of new features. So if you can kind of get a jump start on it by starting now, there's a big advantage to you before the merger goes fully through and more changes start coming. So kind of get your feet under you and get a foundation set.
Yeah, definitely. So how has this been going for our clients so far, as far as like what we've done?
Yeah, so there's a very specific use case for using a channel like this, and that is cold outreach, cheap traffic. So if you're used to paying $1, $2 on Facebook for traffic, if you're used to paying, $6, $4 on LinkedIn, if you're used to paying $3 on Google, it's going to be a breath of fresh air when you step over to this network, because you can get people clicking through your ads for as little as under 10 cents. I've seen campaigns running at 5 cents over there.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's a big change. It's a big shift for our advertisers. Now, you don't expect high conversion rates off that traffic. It's just a way to kind of get a cold handshake and an introduction to new potential buyers. One use case that we had was we had a client who they offer a fairly interesting model. They're not just like a straightforward lead gen or e-com model where people are just like buying products. There's actually a little bit more goes into it. And so they just need to get in front of folks. And they had a pretty good mass of data on Facebook and Google, but they feel like a lot of the folks they were trying to go after weren't on those platforms. And so we deployed native advertising, got a bunch of really inexpensive traffic. We're able to test a bunch of very specific audiences. If you guys remember, there was all that kerfuffle in the last couple of years about removing audiences from Facebook for privacy reasons. A lot of them got taken off. Well, Taboola and Outbrain still have those. So you want to go after people who bought a car in the last 60 days. You want to go after moms who shop at Walmart or Target or LL Bean. You want to go after women in their 30s or women in their 50s or people who watch certain TV channels. These are easily targetable methods on this platform, and you can quickly see which ones respond. You can look at click-through rates, you can look at CPMs, you can look at CPCs, and you can see, hey, we're getting traffic here. It's worth rotating and taking that messaging to other platforms. The other great thing that comes with all this cheap traffic is you can then retarget them. So maybe you want to reach these folks, but you can't target them on Facebook or Google. Deploy your platform, deploy your native ads, get in front of these folks, get them to your website, cookie them, and then go after them on those other channels. Because now that you've been at their site, you can get after them, and it makes it a lot easier. So that's one use case we've seen: testing audiences, getting in front of new folks, and feeding your retargeting funnel.
That's awesome. Thank you, JP. That's a great update. And we thank you guys for tuning in today, and we hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Later, everybody.